broken baker, where crimes are baked in every show. Mysteries rise and truth unfolding. Ready, set, it's time to go. We sing it's time to go. Listening to this battering news, mixing stories, solving the lies. In this kitchen, secrets are broken. With a spark in our eyes. In the broken baker's kitchen, the secrets crumble like so much. We'll sift through clues to find the news. With a spark in our eyes. The broken arise. Broken arise. Welcome to the broken baker. Get ready. Let's go.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
The most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to this wonderful Friday afternoon. It's Friday. Why do court always drop stuff on Fridays? Maybe it's the Rebecca Black song. It's Friday, Friday, Friday. Ooh. Hey, Christine and ADHD. G'day, mate. How was it holding my grandson for the first time? Grumpy grandpa became brokenhearted. I fell in love. He's such a little tiny one. And he was sleeping the entire time I held him. 90 minutes. They had to go back to the hospital and nothing but just to get breastfeeding under control. But until they left, I got to sit with him. Got to feed him a little bit, and I love babies. He has weird long fingers. Normally in my family we have small chubby fingers, but he has long fingers and toes. He's beautiful. You have too many streams running, Megan. Well, I was following a case that had a pretrial hearing. I'm a little bit afraid that it might be too political to cover, so I'm wondering about that one. Hello, Peter A. And good job on your first stream yesterday. Fixing all that technical stuff, you'll figure it out. It'll just keep trucking. It'll work. Hey, that weird girl. And Anne from Missouri. Good afternoon, Julie. And Esprit. Paige. Congratulations, Latinos, on your grandbaby. My grandbaby isn't Latino. No, I think he's just as white as I am. Hey, Rianne. I do like my midnight streams, even though I watch them later. Please keep doing them. Well, I won't be doing them every night, but maybe twice a week to see if I can drum up an audience at that time. But probably move it back to 11 so I can get up at 5 and go from 5 to 6 in the morning, go back to bed and sleep a bit before the day starts. But yeah, I like that we're just hanging out doing nothing. Hey, Gata. And Sue? Sue was supposed to be on Stab Your Day tomorrow. But Sue hates Christmas and Jamie, so she won't be there. This is a gift I got from FD Food Fairy. Thank you so much, FD. Hey, Factual Lie. That's some name. Teresa, you are excited about this? Well, it's It's good, but it's as expected. Betterow already said this back when the lawsuit dropped, so not to spoil anything, but it's no big revelation. Betterow foresaw this. That's what I said when I saw him. He's such a cutie. Gina in sunny Colorado. Here it's wet and rainy and gray and cold. Mm, mm. Hey, Joe. It was the bestest of times. There's nothing better than new life. And it puts everything in perspective when you're sitting here. And I have been in kind of a mood for the last 2 weeks because I think everything just turned so negative. And then you're sitting there looking. He looked up at me and he has the beautiful blue eyes and just looked at me and he smiled. Who cares about people yelling at each other on the internet? Who cares about creators having no content so they have to yell at other content creators? No one. Doesn't matter. It's smoke. Thank you, Patricia. He is perfect. He is perfect. Funny thing is, he's now have totally different dimension when he was born, contrary to what she told me. She have told me wrong twice. I don't know if you have the same in Denmark. We call it breastfeeding brain. Thank you, Gerda. Well, my buddy said I'll teach him to play guitar. And very important, tomorrow, Runkle will do a 24-hour stream to help a baby hospital. Well, not a children's hospital. If you have the opportunity to swing by and support him by viewing his content, maybe make a donation, please do. Runkle is a G, as the kids call it. He last year he raised a lot of money, and by raising all of that funds, he makes other contributors say, "Oh, we gotta up our contribution as well." So please, if you have the opportunity, it'll be. I believe he'll start the second at 2 a.m. and go 24 hours. Crazy guy, but amazing what he's doing. Hey, GLA. Who is in all the drama? That's just too many. It's just not. Everyone thinks that the Sean and Aiden stuff or the Ricada stuff. It's just all over the place. You become so disheartened because I try to make it a fun and interactive little thing we have here, and then you just go around when you're off screen and see so many people bad mouthing each other and trying to take sides. It's like I'm telling someone with politics. Right now, 2 millionaires are getting you to hate the other half of the country, no matter who you're voting for. The other side are evil and bad. No, you're not. Your neighbor who might vote for the other side is just as nice. It's just an election. Stupid politicians. Don't let them do that to you. Making new life is way better. Well, I'm too old for making new life, so I couldn't do that. You do hate Christmas and Jamie. Hello, still in hospital since my reverse shoulder replacement surgery. Oh, get well soon. I should make. Well, you keep her up for Friday Night Live. Everyone, tonight at 9 p.m., the best Friday night show you can have will be with the expert. Friday Night Live. I'll see if I can get up to it because we jumped back in time last week. So my normal get on time is 5 in the morning, and it'll be 4 this weekend. I'll try to be there. Sue hates Christmas, yes. Sue is the Grinch. So, aren't you coming to Rome? Rome was supposed to be in September, and I got an injury, so I couldn't go. Well, I try to provide entertainment. I don't know if it's good content, but I try to make entertainment. I don't know what they played. And tonight at 4 p.m., Chat and Craft in the Discord also joined that one. But let's get to it now. I've given time so people could filter in, and we can see what the rulings are. You're a secular Jew, so Christmas isn't my thing either. Well, that's the good thing. As a member of the People's Church in Denmark, we just show up for our baptism, our confirmation, and our burial. The rest of the time, we just do what we want. So, because we pay over the taxes, so they can't kick us out. But Sue is the Grinch. She's hating me. You're filtered? Okay. Oh, sorry. 7 p.m. tonight will be the best craft and chat show. Ladies, get it together. Let's read this. Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Paul O'Keefe, as personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III and others. Remember, this is the civil suit that he filed because he was in such a rush. He filed motions that it had to move on. Karen have filed motions to have it pushed to after her criminal trial, and he wanted it now because it was so important. So important that he waited 2 years till after the first criminal case to file this motion. If you look at the thumbnails, I absolutely wasn't about to call it the cash grab. It is a totally legit civil suit because he's only thinking about poor John. It's nothing to do with Paul O'Keefe. Yeah. Because also he puts the 2 bars in there. And I had Betterow on at one point talking about it, and bars have liability insurance. So most of the time they'll just say, we'll pay you $50,000 if you make this go away. I don't know if it's 50,000 or how much it is, and I don't know anything. I don't know what mindset was behind this, but after seeing the amount of BS coming out of Paul O'Keefe in that TV interview he did, one could fantasize that all of this was just to fill his coffers, because I don't see in memorandum of John O'Keefe here. Because why is everyone trying to get paid? I don't know. What do I know? I'm just saying it looks slimy. Jamie told me you hate Christmas. Paul O'Keefe makes more about money and connection than justice for his murdered brother, Officer John O'Keefe. Said, I agree. That interview, no, it wasn't the MSN that made that interview cringe. It was him, because that guy was sitting there defending the McAlberts, which he didn't. No matter if he believes they had anything to do with it or not, that's fair. We have our ideas, they have their ideas, and everyone is allowed their own opinion. But, brother, you don't have to defend them that hard because they weren't on screen. Boomer, he's on a rush to get paid before the truth comes out. I think Boomer might be on to something here, because if we could just get the bars to shell out, I don't know how much their liability could be. Let's just say they would give him 20,000 each and make it go away. Quick payout, and then they could use it and say, well, we already settled with the bars, but she denies us justice. It would be a really good one if you might have a few journalists who is willing to write whatever you want because they don't really care about the truth. So could be that's why he tried to do it. Well, you can have an opinion, as a lot of people have, who did what and at what time. The only thing I am 100% certain of is no car hit John, and Karen's car didn't hit anyone. So the rest of it, we'll never find out because Canton PD closed their eyes. Memorandum of decision and order on defendant Karen Reed's motion to stay civil proceedings pending resolution of criminal trial. Defendant Waterfall Bar and Grill. Waterfall Bar and Grill motions to stay pending resolution of related criminal trial. And defendant CNC Hospitality, McCarthy's and GC Hospitality, and McCarthy's motion to stay. Both bars wanted it stayed as well. The estate and some of the surviving relatives of John O'Keefe filed this action against C.F. McCarthy's, Waterfall, and Karen Reed, alleging wrongful death and negligent and reckless infliction of emotional distress. For the reasons discussed below, the defendant's motion to stay the proceedings pending the resolution of the criminal trial against defendant Karen Reed are allowed in part and denied in part. So we are a little bit pregnant here. Some of it will be allowed and some of it will be denied. We'll see in the end what part it will be. Thank you so much, Jedi Jess. 5 memberships: Christine, Lady Archer Design, Leanne Morgan, Laurie Loves Montana, Twobble, La La Lava were the 5 lucky winners of a free membership. Please go join our Discord if you want. If you're not a member and want to join the Discord, reach out to Marissa and she will help you get into the Discord, where we have a lot of fun tonight, 7 p.m. chat and crafting with Jess. Oh, that's not the right place. Paul was all too happy to take John's car and the over 300,000 that were raised by Free Can Read supporters for Kayla and Patrick, even though grandparents had custody and Paul O'Keefe lives in a different town. Have anyone ever found out? I've heard a lot of rumors about those 300,000. I've heard about a new deck. I heard about a lot of things. Have anyone any proof of what happened to those 300,000? I don't know how the rules are in the US, but if you raise money specifically to help these 2 kids through college or something, shouldn't they be in an account where no guardian can use them by improving their living environment or some crazy, stupid excuse to empty their... I don't know how it is. Is anyone... because in Denmark, you would put it in a locked account that can only be used for this specific situation. So no one can empty it and use the money before the kids can use it for what it's supposed to go to. But I've never seen anyone really be able to 100% say what happened to that money. Yeah, that's what I hear too, but do we have any 100%? There's a lot of rumors out there. Let's just, but I've never seen any 100% true facts that we can say, okay, they went from the account from the kids. Not that I think I would say something about it. Hey, welcome, Reby. Crafting, yes, 7 p.m. tonight on the Discords. Hey, Heidi. Yeah, and again, his personal economy has nothing to do with anyone, but there should be some kind of way to figure out if you pay into a certain purpose, that those money isn't used on a new deck. Yeah, some kind of trust. You're right, Mystic Mammoth. It should be in some kind of trust. Hey, Kathy. If someone who donated alleged shenanigans, it has to be accounted for. Yeah, I think so. That's a good point. Could be something there. Hey, Tash. Yes, I saw Brandy was doing a Thank God It's Friday. I miss Brandy. She has her new lover boy. She She has to be miserable and single like me so we can stream more. You would have to set up a trust fund, but generally it doesn't happen with the GoFundMe things. No, and we have heard this before about people who got donated a lot of money and people just stole them. There was that homeless guy that went viral like 7 years ago or something like that. And those people just stole all his money. I think it was close to $250,000 that disappeared. Thank you, Boomer, for becoming a member. You've been a member before. Welcome back. In US, we simply buy folk coffee and send them YouTube bucks, just like Monopoly money. Well, we do that here too. Not monitored. Yes, he is married. He has a wife and 2 kids, I believe. Because that's his reason why they couldn't take in the nephew and niece and they had to stay with John, was because they didn't have room for them. After the ARCA findings, that boggled my mind that everyone doubling down on Karen hitting John with her car. We don't understand either on this channel. What if you're more into soaking than crafting? Can you watch and play along? Video is a loud route. That's for the girls to determine, Brandon. Jess will. Please don't do it on video. But thank you so much. Oh, I need to put some color on that one. And thank you so much, Brandon, for 20 gifted membership. That's a big one. To Discworld, Ruth Marlowe, Judy Bastiati, Anne, Angel Mama, Diaz, Virginia, Leslie, RJ Red Sox, Sarah D, Christine Blair, Mary Lucci, Alicia Bennett, Amanda Dawn Hawkins, Nicole Hernandez, Lynn Smith, Vicky Hatt, Suze, Melissa, and the one, the only, Hospice Jess. Thank you so much, Brandon. You are way too kind. Oh, those are crap. Oh. The background. The plaintiffs filed this action on August 26, right after the criminal case ended. Their complaint alleges the following facts. The 2 bar owner what do they allege? That CNC Hospital and GS Hospital owns and operates the 2 bars. Karen Reed was in a dating relationship with O'Keefe. On January 28, he arrived at CF McCarthy's around 8:51. Between 8:58 and 10:29, the restaurant served her 7 alcoholic beverages, which she drank. Remember when that used to be 9? I've seen it, and I've seen Aussie's slowed down. I got it to maximum of, I think I saw maximum of 4, and I think Aussie put it at 5 or 6. Reed, who showed signs of intoxication while at CF McCarthy's, I never saw that in the video, left around 10:40 p.m. carrying an alcoholic beverage out of the restaurant. Another thing I didn't see in the video, I think it looks like she puts it on a table near the door. Reed and O'Keefe entered the Waterfall Bar and Grill around 10:54. Reeds were carrying an alcoholic beverage and showed sign of intoxication. No one, absolutely no one stated that Karen Reed showed any signs of intoxication. Sorry, I forgot this one. The best company to be with. Thank you for 3 months, Karina. There's no way to know what she drank. We can go with served, but we didn't know what was served because we had that one receipt in her credit card that had 2 Tito's and 2 beers, if I remember correctly. And it had a total of $54, $42, somewhere around that. But is it now a crime to buy a round of drinks? You automatically are assumed to drink them and get a free go to jail card. And that's the problem, because everyone claims she was so drunk. This is the entire lawsuit is, well, the negligence part on the Waterfall and CF McCarty's is she was clearly drunk. I see a happy couple out drinking with some light petting going on. I don't see any Coyote Ugly action. I don't see her stumble. I don't see her puking. And every single witness who was with her at the Waterfall Bar and Grill stated nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing. Are they now going to go to a civil case and say, yeah, she was slurring her words, she couldn't stand up, she was drunk out of her mind? Nowhere in anything did anyone claim, other than Lally, that she was drunk. No one stated anything. I know there are cops in Canton where you need to have at least a BAC of 0.1, but still, no one claimed she was drunk. No, not standing up like that. To make my recollection, the video never show her drinking all of them, even though it shows drinks delivered. And it's not even drinks delivered. You have that tall glass, and they claim they could see her dumping into it, but at least 2 of those drinks is behind John's body. So how they got there, I don't know. But they must have the receipts. But they only called one of the bartenders, and that bartender was from the last bar, because they wanted to ask what type of glass they had at the bar. No receipts show she bought that much. The only receipt is from CF McCarty's, and that, I believe, was 2 beers and 2 Tito's. She could look a little like Piper. I saw her in a TV series the other day and thought, oh, she didn't get much of a career. That part of the trial really bothered me when Lally counted the drinks. Yeah, especially because Bev had said no editorializing on any videos. It's for the jury to decide. And then they just counted drinks that you clearly could see wasn't being shown on the screen. There's been a ruling in her motions to have the court stayed, the trial stayed. It basically looks like a lot of people who drink regular out drinking to me see me at a bar at midnight. I look worse than that. Well, both Higgins and Bri looked like they had enough. No, but that doesn't stop them. See, here's another issue. So when my father would go out to business event, he would do things like dump the whiskey shots into the planters until one bartender goes, hey, I'll just pour you Coca-Cola shots if you stop killing my damn plants. I've done that as well. If you get a little too tipsy, you just go up there and say, can I have a glass of Coke? And then you go back down and they say, oh, what do you have? And say, I'm just having a Cuba Libre. because you don't share your drinks. So, or if someone is buying for you and they ask what you have, just say, "I'll have a virgin rum and coke." The bartenders will help you out. Um, Between 10:54 and 11:54, Water Park Bar and Grill served Reed 1 shots and 1 mixed alcoholic beverage, which he drank. Again, we can't see it on the video. Reed and O'Keefe left Waterfall Bar and Grill around 12:10. So, with that time span, one of those drinks would have been gone. The plaintiff's complaint alleges the following additional facts. Reed was under the influence of alcohol and unable to safely operate a motor vehicle. It was snowing and there was an impending blizzard, which I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Reed drove O'Keefe to a residence at 34 Fairview Road in Canton. After O'Keefe exited the vehicle, Reed drove her SUV into O'Keefe, knocking him to the ground and causing him serious injuries. Again, haven't been proven, and no one testified to that. They said she sent him flying. Reed then fled the scene and returned to O'Keefe's residence at 1 Meadows Avenue in Canton, leaving O'Keefe on the ground in the blizzard. Blizzard hadn't started at that point. O'Keefe died from his traumatic injuries and hypothermia at 7:50 a.m. That's because you can't be pronounced dead before you are at the hospital. On January 29th, Reed's blood was drawn that day, and Reed read 93 milligram per deciliter, which extrapolates to a blood alcohol level of between 0.13 and 0.29 at the time she hit John O'Keefe. Anyone who says it's okay to have that much discrepancy between two numbers and still call it accurate, that'll be the same saying you were driving down the highway, you were doing something between 130 miles and 290 miles per hour. That's not accurate. That's not evidence. That's made up BS. Counts 1 through 3 of the complaint allege wrongful death against C.F. McCarthy's, Waterfall Bar and Grill, and Reed, respectively, and counts 4 through 13 allege negligent, reckless, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. In connection with O'Keefe's death, Reed had been charged in Norfolk Superior Court with second-degree unaliving, manslaughter while operating under the influence, and leaving the scene of the incident. Following a criminal trial that ended in a hung jury on July 1st, Reed is scheduled to be retried on Norfolk Superior Court January 27th. In this civil case, Reed has not answered the complaint. Instead, she moved to stay the proceedings. According to the tracking order, discovery will not be closed until August 17th, 2026, and no trial date or pre-trial conference date has been scheduled. The plaintiffs have noticed Reed's deposition for December 4th, 2024. Isn't that convenient? Let's have a deposition right before you're going into a criminal case. What, if any, problem could that ever do to a defendant in a criminal case? Then, is the bartender any good? Did we test her pouring measures in court? You can't prove a BAC via video cam. You can't even prove this man was hit by a car, so it's irrelevant. Brandon, we watched the entire 8 weeks of trial. We know they have absolutely no evidence of facts alleged in this document. This document, I think I had better on when we read it originally. This was written to follow up on Karen Reed being found guilty. When she wasn't found guilty, they just put in a few brackets to try and remedy that she wasn't found guilty. That's how I read it the first time, because there's so much wording in there. It sounded like Lally had written it. Even the stories Lally used in court didn't line up what was claimed in the lawsuit. It wouldn't be a proper motion in Karen Reed case if it didn't mention snow. You're right, Kitty. Didn't literally everyone testify she wasn't drunk? Literally, and not in the young girl's way of literally. Note in her angry voice message, she was not slurring. No, she was angry. And again, I don't listen to me. I am just a grumpy grandpa. But that's not a good alibi yelling at someone on the phone if you want to hide that you killed them. So who's lying? The lawyer and Paul, who wasn't there, and all the witnesses who was there to say she wasn't intoxicated. Also, to say she was intoxicated or not. That's why I'm saying all of this reads like she was found guilty, because all the evidence of the 9 shots, 7 shots, whatever it was, in the end, they alleged she drank, was hammered in court and wasn't proven. So I say it reads like they have written this pre-trial just to have it ready, which is stupid. They should sue her before, because she's going to use all her funds on the defense team. But seems kind of stupid and kind of desperate. But all of this reads like it was written pre-criminal case first, the criminal trial 1. You're a good boy. You get a gold star for that, Brandon. Not one of the 1,000 people Lally called mentioned she was drunk. Only Lally. Exactly. And that was a proctor who counted the drinks of Bukaki. It's a close tie as to who is more corrupt, Massachusetts or Georgia. It's appalling. It is. I feel like we should compare her angry voicemails and Boone's recordings. I don't want to go back to Boone. Apparently, there's a few more inmate notes. Boone, once again, was caught stapling her pants. Rossman and Ralph will be joining us for Stabby Day tomorrow. The mother of donkeys is back. Always grift. I don't plan on Koberger. I haven't followed any of the pre-trial. There's way better people out there. Delphi, I have reached out to Andrea to see if she might be able to come on at some point and tell my crowd about it, what's going on. It seems very, very, very suspect what's happening. In that case, I know Andrea is more than swamp. So if it happens, it happens. If not, I might try and talk to Mo about it, because she's been following it a lot too. I haven't looked into it. The Odinism kind of is interesting to me, because one of my buddies is in Denmark. It's called Asatro. That's the belief in the Nordic mythology that has nothing to do with that racist crap that some weird Danish lady in Florida made up and called Odinism. But one of my buddies is he's actually doing podcasts about the belief system and not the Odinism, which is just a crazy old grandma in Florida who made up some racial BS that reminds us of the belief system that a certain German painter's SS leader made up about the German folklore. Well, it's because I didn't give it a lot of time, so maybe it didn't send out. That's why you follow me on Twitter or on the Discord, and then you'll get updates. She is a nasty woman. Yeah, it seems like a really, really bad case. Thank you, phenologist. That's a measuring of the skull to find out if you're a criminal. I know that because that's how they measured heads in the olden days. Which is just as strong a science as tool marketing. Brandon, you are way too kind. You know that. MacV, Kimberlina, Michelle Flagel, Cornelius Day, not special. Okay, she's already. Jimmy James, Ross Pajam. It's Friday. I want to be. We will do the Friday shot before we end, Brandon. Christina, Kelly Cochran, What the Duckling, Miss Smith, Faye, Jen, Katie Blair, Twisted Sister, not Twisted Sister, Crafts, and with Nightingale, French Fry, Pace Beasel, Norma F, Petrified, Stephanie Bland were all gifted one of the 20 memberships from Brandon. Thank you so much, Brandon. You are, again, more than too kind. That's 40 new members today. That's more than crazy. Well, Valhalla, you'll spill half of it on the floor. Discussion. Reed moves to stay this action on the ground of a Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination would be impacted if the wrongful death case proceeds while the criminal prosecution is ongoing. McCarthy and Waterfall also moves to stay this litigation to preserve the resources of the parties and witnesses and promote judicial economy. A stay of proceedings in a civil case pending the resolution of a parallel proceeding is addressed to the court's sound discretion. So, SMEX offender registration v. SMEX offender registration, Massachusetts 381391, 2013, Travel Lab v. Sotel, Massachusetts 9597, 1985. However, the court must give serious consideration to the reality that parallel civil and criminal proceedings significantly burden the Fifth Amendment privileges against civil self-incrimination. So, SMEX offender registration v. SMEX offender registry, Massachusetts at 388. Participation in a civil case poses the danger to the defendant of an increased likelihood of conviction in the criminal trial by self-incrimination through exposure to cross-examination. Despite the strategic dilemma posed by parallel proceedings, the refusal to stay a civil case pending the outcome of a criminal prosecution does not violate due process, even where the defendant's refusal to testify in the civil case creates an adverse inference against her. See also Care and Protection of Quinn, Massachusetts. Party in civil proceedings who faces criminal charges is not entitled to have judge accommodate both her desire to testify and her desire to remain silent. United States Trust Company of New York v. Harriet. There is no constitutional requirement that civil proceedings must yield to criminal one. In deciding whether to stay, the court must balance the competing interest at stake based on the particular facts of the case, the interest of the public and the parties in timely and fair adjudication of a civil wrong, any prejudice to the civil litigants from a stay, and the potential harm to the defendant from being compelled to choose between defending herself in the civil action and protecting herself from criminal prosecution. So, SMEX offender registrar v. SMEX offender registry, adoption of Ursa, United States Trust Company of New York v. Harriet. The party seeking a stay bears the burden of establishing its necessity, Singh v. Cupano. So, SMEX offender, we have had that a couple of times. That's all the case law they use to reach their ruling. The estate undoubtedly has an interest in the expeditious resolution of this wrongful death case, not more than they waited 2 years to file it. Nonetheless, Reed's criminal retrial is scheduled to commence on January 27th, and based on the first trial, will likely take no more than 3 months. A stay of 6 months is reasonable and would neither violate the public interest nor, as discussed below, unduly prejudice the plaintiff. See J&G Foods Incorporated v. Eden. Staying civil cases pending resolution of criminal cases against defendants where the civil case was only 19 months old. Criminal case was scheduled to be resolved in 6 months, and delay of additional 6 months would not significantly harm plaintiff. So, good try, but because the trial is already scheduled and it's only going to last at most 3 months, we will stay it. And again, back to the SMEX offender. Board probably denied request to continue classification proceeding where it was uncertain whether criminal case, although scheduled to begin shortly, would conclude within a reasonable period of time, and there was strong public safety interest in prompt classification. Adoption of URSA. Judge probably denied stay of care and protection case where criminal trial was not scheduled for another 6 months and delay would disrupt life of minor child and harm them. United States Trust Company of New York v. Harriet. Judge probably denied open-ended request for continuance that could have delayed the civil case indefinitely. The plaintiffs claim prejudice from a state due to the degradation of evidence. Specifically, they argued that restaurant employees and third-party witnesses may experience fading memories or become uncooperative over time. Then why didn't you file this 2 years ago? Why did you wait to file it just till after the first criminal trial where you were suspecting that she would get found guilty so you could use that against her in a civil trial? If it's, what is it? You can't have your cake and eat it too, which you can, because you can just eat the cake when you have it. Hey, Zachariah. I got my peaches out of Georgia. I get my green from California. I took my baker up to the north. Yeah. Hey, Kelly. Right. Why wait till close to the deadline to file? Yeah, it's absolutely necessary to file at that time. It's Crispy Bacon here. I don't know that song, no. But great song. It's about me. California. Yeah, I think I know it. Given the extensive investigation into O'Keefe's death and the complete first prosecution, the risk that evidence will be unpreserved and witness memories will fade does not appear to be substantial. The plaintiffs further contend that delay will be prejudicial because Reed's media campaign is poisoning the jury pool, citing her October 18th television interview with NBC Dateline. Any influence on the jury pool from delay can be remedied by the usual procedures employed during impanelment to ensure that jurors remain impartial despite any prior knowledge of the case. Hey, Paul, your trips in the media, I don't know if it's true, but Masshole Media claims she works for you, that she's your official mouthpiece. Whoever would take a raving lunatic like her on as an official mouthpiece probably deserve at least one good whack with a towel in the ballsack. But, buddy, are you tainting the jury pool as well, or is it okay when you do it? He really should. Hey, Squab Bob, thank you. None of the witnesses remember anything anyway. Well, these witnesses remember one thing, that Karen wasn't intoxicated. There is no entitlement to jury that knows nothing about the case, and even with pervasive pretrial publicity, impartial jury can be impaneled as long as judge determine that juries can fairly weigh evidence presented, set aside any of information learned outside courtroom, and follow judge's instructions. Commonwealth v. Tulin. Noting that jury pool would be found to be pervasively biased by media coverage only in extraordinary circumstances. Commonwealth v. Mack. Individual voir dire of prospective jurors is proper way to ensure that each selected juror can render fair and impartial verdict in case where risk of jury bias from pretrial publicity is particularly acute or especially significant. Commonwealth v. Seabrooks, same. Moreover, because this case is in its earliest stages and the criminal case is scheduled to go to retrial in 3 months, the court will not be inconvenienced by a brief stay, and any scheduling conflict with witnesses that might arise would presumably be resolved in favor of the criminal prosecution. Even with a brief stay, the plaintiff's wrongful death claim will be litigated within the established tracking order. C.F. McCarthy's and Waterfall emphasized that their employees and the third-party witnesses who testify in the first criminal trial may be subject to discovery in this trial, while also having to testify in the criminal retrial. They therefore urge a stay to preserve the resources of the parties and witnesses. However, the defendants have not demonstrated an undue burden on the witnesses from parallel proceedings, and the court gives only minimal weight to preservation of the parties' resources. The most important factor to be weighed in the potential impairment of Reed's Fifth Amendment privileges against self-incrimination, United States Trust Company of New York v. Harriet, court must not turn deaf ears to serious claim of privilege. The critical issue in both this civil action and the criminal prosecution are whether Reed was intoxicated and caused O'Keefe's death by hitting him with her motor vehicle. Although the restaurant's civil liability turns on whether they acted reasonable when serving alcoholic beverages to Reed prior to O'Keefe's death, their liability nonetheless depends on whether Reed hit O'Keefe with her vehicle, a critical issue in the criminal prosecution. There is thus substantial overlap between the two cases implicating Reed's Fifth Amendment privileges. Here's a fun game. Everyone tells Zach and Valhalla why you like them more than Mr. O'Keefe. Queef. Hey, Tabby Whisperer. I like Zach better than Paul O'Keefe because Zach doesn't sue people to get money for himself and not thinking about his brother. Valhalla, I have to think about it. Of course I know what a queef is. I am a modern, hip, young person. It's a vaginal fart. The plaintiffs argue that by actively participating in public discourse and potential profiting from the media engagement, Reed effectively forgoes any claim of Fifth Amendment protection, and her choice to speak out starkly contradicts any suggestion that she is concerned with self-incrimination. As distasteful as Reed's media campaign may be to the plaintiffs, her statement in the media about the criminal case do not constitute a waiver of her rights against self-incrimination. Commonwealth v. Domandi. Defendant's unsworn statement to police about crime do not waive Fifth Amendment. Testimonial privilege. Defendant's submission to interviews with U.S. Attorney's Office and guilty plea to information did not waive Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to indictment. CF care and protection. Witness who testify under oath waive self-incrimination privileges in same proceeding with respect to subject of testimony. Microfinancial v. Premier Holidays. Defendant waived Fifth Amendment privileges by giving deposition testimony and filing affidavit under oath concerning subject matter of criminal charge. The court therefore must give due consideration to that weighty privilege. Del Valle v. Bechtel. Denying stay of discovery in wrongful death case pending resolution of criminal charges where corporate defendant seeking stay lacked any Fifth Amendment privilege and could not invoke privilege of affiliated individuals to prevent discovery. As noted, this civil suit is only in the initial status, whereas the criminal retrial is scheduled for January 27th and likely will not last more than 3 months. The prejudice to Reed from having to choose between defending this wrongful death action and protecting herself from providing evidence that might be used against her in the criminal retrial outweigh the state's interest in this expeditious resolution of wrongful death case. Thus, a brief stay of this action is warranted. See MKVDB noting that because pending criminal proceedings present Fifth Amendment conundrum for defendant in civil case, civil action often is at least partially stayed until conclusion of criminal case. Nonetheless, a general stay of litigation generally is not the best option available to the court and litigants, and a stay should be tailored to avoid undue prejudice. Cook v. Lim, Green v. Cosby, also MKVDB, acknowledging possible of partial stay of civil case. By limiting a stay to the deferral of particularly discovery, the court can allow civil proceedings to progress as much as possible without prejudicing the litigant's interest. Green v. Cosby. It is unnecessary to completely stay this wrongful death suit to avoid impairing Reed's Fifth Amendment privileges. Rather, the interest of the parties, the court, and the public will best be served by staying only that discovery directed to Reed, pending resolution of the second criminal prosecution in Norfolk Superior Court. Also see United States Secretary and Exchequer v. Canodia. I don't know what that is. Staying defendants' deposition to protect Fifth Amendment privileges pending resolution of criminal charges, but allowing other discovery to proceed. So they can't touch Karen Reed till after the second criminal charge. Yes, in the members section on YouTube, you are members, so you can find it in there. So that's the ruling. Is Karen Reed is off limits till the second criminal trial has been conducted. So you don't get her to haul her in and do an interview with her under oath that you then could leak to the state. Poor little Paulie. Order. For the foregoing reasons, it is hereby ordered that defendant Karen Reed's motion to stay civil proceedings pending resolution of criminal trial, defendant Waterfall Bar and Grill motions to stay pending resolution of related criminal trial, and defendant C.F. McCarty's motion to stay be allowed to the extent that the scheduled deposition of defendant Karen Reed and other discovery from defendant Karen Reed are stayed pending the retrial. So everything related to Karen Reed is stayed. The only thing they now can do is look into what C.F. McCarthy's and the Waterfall Bar and Grill possibly had to do with this. That's the bottom line, because Judge William M. White said so. So no looking in phones, no anything. They can go look at if they can find the receipt from the cash register. They can talk to the bartenders and see if they will say, yeah, she was so drunk out of her mind that even though I know as a bartender I can't serve a very intoxicated person, I kept serving her. And they can look at the cameras from the bars, and we know you can see F all from the Waterfall Bar and Grill, C.F. McCarty's, and I don't know if I switched them around now. You can see something, but you don't know what you see. And why didn't they call the first bartender for the first trial? I've been wondering about that one. The playlist Miss Valhalla Spotify is playing off that Peaches song is banging right now. Sure, Mrs. Valhalla. Mm-hmm. More and more lawyers have been caught at doing that. These case sites seems like AI pulls for the most important SC decision for the past few decades. It's probably something like that, or this is a guy who deals with it a lot, who knows what to do with anything. Paul O'Keefe is a disgrace to his whole family. He was guilty of DUI and crashing into a man, disabling him. Yeah, and Karen paid his bond for that one. And now he's paying her back by being an absolute douche canoe. That's why you should never, ever, ever trust people like him. Hasn't there been trouble with lawyers using AI in court? Yes, there has. They're citing the wrong cases, but it's getting better. Can't play mine. I'm listening to you on my phone. Kimmy really yells today. Almost 3 years. I can remember last week. Jackson is a bully. He tried to convince someone else did it to the jury. Karma, Jackson, Yannetti, and oh, it's Kimmy. You changed your name, Kimmy girl. I missed you. That's the good thing about covering Karen Read. You really see all the old faces again. Kimmy, you come join us for other cases. Maybe you should learn a little bit about what cases are. And please, Kimmy, stay away from Plevin. He makes you dumber. But thank you for coming back. Hate liking is still liking. Hate watching is still watching. Please leave a thumb. I don't know who Turd is. Turd Ferguson from the SNL skit. Who made a deal with the devil, and what was that deal? And why are you so angry? You don't know any of these people. Do you know that what you see on here, that you yell so much about, it's not real? Getting Karen in prison won't make your life better. Getting Karen out of prison won't make your life worse. But you sit in every single Karen Read stream I do and yell stupid stuff. Don't you get tired? I've just been, Kimmy, you and me, girl. I just had a week where I was sick. I was covering a horrible case, and I just didn't feel it. And every time I turned on social media, everyone was negative. Do you know what I did, Kimmy girl? I took a day off. I cuddled my grandson, looked into his baby blue eyes, and remembered all is nothing. It's just the internet. You don't know Karen Read. No matter how much you yell in my chat, no one will ever thank you for it, because you're not that important. The only thing you get out of this is the rest of the 150 people sitting here thinking, she's probably kind of stupid. But Kimmy girl, I still love you. If Jamie was here, Jamie sadly stopped watching the channel. If she was here, she would say she loved you too, because no matter how stupid people are and how embarrassing their statements are, we still love you. So Kimmy girl, come back. We miss you when you're not here. Take the caps lock off. It looks annoying in chat, but Kimmy, missed you, girl. Yeah, Turd Ferguson. He had a big hat. Yeah, well, I don't miss all the trolls. The trolls shitting on Mo, I really don't miss. I saw a few kids out trick-or-treating yesterday, so that was nice. Oh, she retracted her message. I don't know. Yeah, I too, whenever people say we should demand that people who likes the color green is not allowed to talk. Why? Then you don't know who likes the color green. It's easier to find the idiots if they're talking. No, you didn't. She retracted her message, but because the StreamYard instantly stores it. So if you retract your messages and I don't look on my YouTube chat, but I look on my StreamYard chat, I'll see it and I can pull it up. So I missed Kimmy. Only the very best YouTubers get trolls. Well, even shitty ones like me get them too. This case should never have been brought to trial. This hasn't been to trial yet. This is the civil suit from Paul O'Keefe and family against Karen Read. Hasn't been to trial yet. Shouldn't have, because as we all know, every witness claimed she wasn't intoxicated. I would give Kimmy a corner kiss as well. She caused a fuss at Nurse. I found out that Kimmy is actually quite sweet. I think it's Jamie. I think it's Jamie who goes by Kimmy just to make fun in chat. Just treat her nice. She'll yell the same thing 5 times, then she gets tired. It's kind of like having a baby dog running around in the house. Throw a stick to it a couple of times and it'll tire itself out. That's why I don't ban people like her. I find it fun. We can talk a little bit, make fun of her. That's fun. There's some great LawTube podcasts on here, but they block anyone with a divergent opinion, which is just growing. I don't tell people how to run their chats. I run mine the way I like it. Sometime Jemima is pinging me on Discord to say, "Can I block them?" And I say, "Nope. Give them 24 hours, and maybe they'll be back and be nice again." That is strange. When you retract messages, Baby can still magically pill them up. Well, Celestial, then don't sit there and do all that naughty talking in chat. Therapist for $200, Alex. Well, as I've said before, Denmark, we have the law of Jante. No one must be better than anyone else. Hey, Helen from Holland. Sorry, I just got it, went live with it instantly, just because, as Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. The gist of it is Karen's part of the civil suit has been pushed back to after her second trial. So they can still do discovery against the 2 bars. They can't touch Karen because they had ordered her for a deposition in December, which would magically happen before her second trial. It's almost like there was some intention behind that. Only when they get weird. Yeah, well. I thought you lived under a bridge. Sundowning is so sad to see. I'm not. I'm just a little stupid. Well, again, some people like it that I'm not one to tell you what's right and what's wrong. I have more of an anarchy chat. Not as bad as I've seen other chats. I'll probably stop you a little bit before that, but I don't mind if we get a little raucous because it's fun sometimes. I used to be in politics. I've heard myself being called worse than most of the names people come up with. As long as you don't fight against each other, and if you do, I'll tell you, hey, you can just block the other person and live your life without seeing them. Naughty Talk keeps the numbers up. Well, oh my. You save it for the night streams. Were you making fun of a mental deranged hero from the Karen Reed trial? She's a protected species on this channel. It is. Stop it, Brandon. We're about to end. You are way, 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 way too kind today. 20 more gifted memberships from Brandon. And I was just about to do the Friday thing. Let's do a purple one this time. Yeah, this is the right color. You can't really see, but it is metallic shine that you have on yours, Brandon. Sneaky Side, Laura, Stans, Sestra, Denise Harker, Only Candy. I need my glasses for this now. Shanna, Cat Silver, Renee Mundy, Shalini, Priscilla Stevenson, Deanne H. Love to Create. Oh, you should follow the Craft and Chat stream tonight. Carol Sue Scott, Sarah Zwartenberg. That means Black Mountain. Manday, Sandra P. from Luxembourg. I've been to Luxembourg. Nice little place. Ace. Haven't seen Ace in a bit. Jill Max. Courtney Reagan were the lucky 20 members, new members. You don't get that much for a membership. I sometimes try and do something for my members. Most of the time, it's just that I release videos to you a little bit earlier. But still, thank you so much, Brandon. It's way too kind. Sean's potential criminals chat is worse. Well, still not as bad as I've seen it on other midnight lawyers channels. He is very nice, and it's Friday. Squabby, I just like Brandon isn't allowed to write his membership chat, I have put in Squab Bob isn't allowed memberships because you can do that on YouTube. Paul O'Keefe is a disgrace. Yes, he is. This lawsuit is BS. This lawsuit, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. It's a civil suit. It depends on the jury. But I would say it's BS because every witness will tell you, well, they will probably change their testimony. Their testimony have evolved, like they said in the first trial. They will probably lie and say, yeah, she couldn't walk. She was slurring her words, even though then they perjured themselves in the other case. But that was about that. So it's Friday. Friday is the only day of the week that, well, unless I do it on other days, that I will drink on chat because on stream. That's an old deal I have with Brandon. So I will dash out and get my beer ready. Do I have something I can put up? I have my pause still. Yeah, I'll give you a little pause screen. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Don't run away.
Here in Danish town, where whispers softly flow, with the maker longing for tweets to show. But fisted tales turn worlds upside down. Grant great grant with his tweets clowns renown. Oh, grant my dear, tweets I can't see. Not from your world, from your humor frame. From afar, in my silent embrace, I miss your tweets. Grant each one I trace. Through front door, memories rise up Grant's tweets, where humor lies. Grant dear Grant, with his clumsy flair, tripped upstairs his mishaps rare.
That's still a horrible video. I don't know why I made that. Can I drink at work since Broken Baker said only on Fridays? Yes. I called your boss and said it's a-okay. Marissa, you can't drink at work. Your boss is evil. What's the horrible beer called that I drink? I drink Albany or Odense. Probably easier if I spell it. No, you didn't miss the beer chug. I said, get ready. It's beer chugger time. It's not Blink 182. It's I made it. You got a pint? Is Valhalla ready? Moved on to Elton John. Don't drink water. Fish have sex in it. Hey, Nina Canadian. Just waiting for the neighbor. I have a 1500 watt system with 15 speakers, air blast effect, a nice subwoofer. That's going to be a party. Does it taste like special export? Is that a Carlsberg thing? This is This is a normal Pilsner. I like this. This is from my island. The big problem is whenever I go to Copenhagen, I have to be in. They only serve it at like 3 places in Copenhagen, so I have to drink other beers over there. But no one likes this one that I know of. So everywhere I go, they always serve me Carlsberg, which I hate, or Tuborg, which tastes like baby pea. But I like this one. It's local. I'll support it because they support my football club, and I've been drinking that since I was 13 years old. So I'm kind of used to it now. Squabby, thank you for becoming a member. Is Valhalla still here? Valhalla is, he was listening to Mrs. Valhalla's playlist, so he's probably not here anymore. It's not a wine glass, it is a beer glass. But Valhalla, are you ready? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Come on, Valhalla. Get chugging. Well, get spilling. We've seen how you chug. For those of you who are new here, this is our Friday tradition. And remember tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can see most of your favorite people from chat over on The Experts Friday Night Live, where you will have Volstorm, maybe Valhalla, maybe MG, maybe Shizzy, The Expert, The White Rabbit, Dictionary Diva. And it's a fun show with guests popping in, popping out, and it's the best way to end your Friday. And remember, tomorrow we'll do our Saturday at 9 p.m. with the mother of donkeys, Ralphie. But more importantly, Ronkel will be doing his charity stream, raising money to a children's hospital. You could you can participate, helping him getting through 24 hours by being in his chat, writing. If you have the opportunity to contribute a little bit, he would very much appreciate it. I know there will be all kinds of shenanigans going on, but it's so amazing what he's doing. And 24 hours of streaming is just crazy. I think the most I've done is 11 hours, and it's really hard. And this maniac is going for 24 hours to raise money for children. No monetization for himself. Everything he asks for is contributions to a charity. That man is an Elvis saint. 9 a.m. Tomorrow is the stamp your day. Yes, that's what I said, Jamie. You have to listen to what I'm saying. But is Valhalla back? Valhalla? Well, yes, and he does it once a year. And last year, because he was raising so much money, other people felt the need to up their contribution. What's not to like? And even if you can't contribute, you can contribute to making his stream a wonderful place. You are always so nice in chat. Hey, Kimmy, most of you. But when you're sitting here and you kind of ramble on and you don't have anything, if you have a good chat going, if you have a chat that'll kind of engage with you, it's so much easier to keep those gray cells moving. So please, if you have the opportunity to join tomorrow and help Ronkel, it's 24 hours. Just stop by and have some fun with him. I don't know what kind of guests and stuff. The only thing I know is there will be an auction for a pair of boxing gloves used by the wonderful Andrea Burkhardt. So that alone should be enough reason to go see it. But help Ronkel, help kids. That's what you should do. Val would like to do it on a stream if I could send him a link. Does he or doesn't? Well, He's gonna spill half of it on the floor anyway. Then I have to get my ears in. This is taking longer and longer. Plus, his people apparently raided some guy who was live the whole 24 hours and didn't get many contribution. It made the dude's whole day way to go wrong. This is also one of those beautiful things you can do if you're lucky enough and have a little bit of a bigger reach than someone else. If you're a creator out there, remember also if you're a smaller creator, open up your streams so you can get redirects, because I'm looking and I can see who's live right now in my network, who is I can redirect to, and normally if I see a smaller channel, I'll try and redirect to them so they can get some new eyes on it, because now I've been preaching so much about how bad everything is. We as creators can help each other out by giving people new eyes on them. That's a good thing. I love that he tells me to link him and then he's not ready. Thank you so much, Brandon. Way too overly kind today. Read the last 10 minutes of chat. I have read it. I never took your member chat away.
How dare you? I was ready. I just didn't get the link yet. Took forever.
5 o'clock somewhere. Do you know how time zones work? Yeah, it's 6:21 where I am at. So somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic, it's 5 o'clock.
I was ready, y'all. I was ready. I clicked the link as soon as I got it.
So you're ready for the Friday, Chuck?
I am. I even got all the bubbles out of it and everything. Did the oil trick.
Then we just need Brandon to be ready.
Brandon.
Have a wonderful Friday, everyone, and go join Runkle tomorrow, or the expert tonight, or us tomorrow morning. And Brandon, let's do it.
You crushed me today. I just woke up a little while ago. I slept in.
I did the same. I slept 8.5 hours after being on baby duty yesterday.
8.5 hours? That's cool.
Yeah, I must have needed it. I just crashed hard.
Oh, I thought you meant you got that much time with the little one.
Oh, no. He had to go back to the hospital, so only for 2 hours, not 1.5 hour. So
cool though. That's awesome.
RJ, we are actually about to end. There has been a ruling in the motions in the Karen Read civil suit. They can't do discovery into Karen Read till after her second criminal trial. They can only do discovery against the bars, because they had her set up for a deposition in late December, magically just before she has to go to the criminal case in January. That's weird. Almost like they wanted her to get in trouble, but it's a problem with her Fifth Amendment rights. So there has been put a stay on till after the criminal trial has been done. So that's it.
I left my Monster on the counter when I grabbed the beer.
Well, I'm going to end anyway, so you can go pick it up.
Everyone,
I love you. Valhalla, he's okay with you. Brandon, you are, as always, way too kind, overly kind. Go out there and spread some love in the world. Just make sure it's consensual.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Check your
So you literally built a cannon Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?